And this is the week of homecoming, so I'm so excited. Today really kicks off almost 2 weeks if you include the dance. That's not this weekend, but next weekend. So welcome to homecoming. This chapel, we're just gonna review why we do homecoming in case you forgot, or what it is for those of you that don't know. And then we'll have some students come up to give some announcements related to the week. And then we'll close with a hymn. So that's what we're gonna get to today. So before we get into the fun, whether it's the Spirit Days, wildfire, games, and all the events, I want to take a few minutes just to talk about why we do homecoming. So we pause every fall and we celebrate, we welcome alumni, those who've graduated from the school back, and we call it coming home. It's a homecoming. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to say to you, I thought about our recent Today publication. If you all have seen this, hopefully it arrives at your homes and you've seen it in the front office. And the cover article was called The Journey of the Middle, or The Journey from the Middle, that Mr. Lehman had shared in there. And it was inspired by a conversation that Ms. Cook had, or conversations with 3 of our alumni that we're celebrating this year. And on Friday's chapel, you would get to hear from 2 of them. So I wanted to quote from that article. "Truth be told, much of life is spent in the midst of our journeys. When we interview alumni at homecoming about their experiences and honor their narratives or stories, we typically highlight their successes, accolades, and achievements. But their true success lies in who they are, the choices made in the middle, and who they are becoming, much like what we teach here at EMS." So I really liked this, especially as you think about homecoming, which might not make sense at first. So that phrase, "in the middle," is something I want to explore. In the middle is really kind of where we are right now, right? We're in the middle of the school year. We're a couple weeks in. We haven't even finished that first trimester yet. You are in the middle of growing up, and we're all in the middle of figuring out who we are becoming. So sometimes the middle part can feel very ordinary. Sometimes it's hard. You're doing tests, practices, homework, there's school drama, family stuff maybe. Some days feel like you're just trying to get through the middle part, right? But homecoming reminds us that that middle section really matters. So how do we do that at EMHS or at EMS, journeying together? Because here we don't just celebrate the finish lines, although we do like to celebrate, but we don't just celebrate the championships, the diplomas you're gonna get, the awards. We celebrate the journey and the community that helps us walk it. So we also have a governing board, as well as an alumni board of directors, and in an orientation just a few weeks ago, our president, Lauren Schwartzentruber, shared with the board, and he said something that really struck a chord with me. He said, "We have to be able to laugh together so that we are able to cry together." And I think this is true of our school family too. So we do a lot of things where we laugh together, because sometimes there are times when we have to cry together, right? Things can be hard, whether it's personally, as a school, as a team, as a group. There's just things that sometimes happen. And a lot of the way we have fun together at wildfire events that we'll hear about, at games, on field trips, class day out. We have E-terms coming up, whether it's choir tours, just being in the hallways. These are traditions that we celebrate and enjoy. And then sometimes, like I said, we face tough things together and we support each other through them. So that's what I think makes our community special. It's not just where we all go to school or teach or work at, but it's a place we can all belong, we hope. So why do we come home for homecoming? It's something we can all come together around to remember and also look forward. So we have alumni that come back. They're coming back for 5-year reunions, 25-year reunions, even 50-year reunions and plus after graduation. And so they're not just coming back to the building, to the space that we're in. They're coming back to the people who shaped them. And they're coming back to that shared story, that shared experience they all had together. So you'll see that in the story and in the faces of alumni that hopefully you'll be on campus some this weekend. You'll see it on chapel on Friday when we talk with them. And maybe you can even imagine yourself as one of them, someone who's walked through hard things, who's kept growing, and who will still carry a little piece of EMS with you wherever you go. So here's a chance for you to reflect. As we kick off this week, I want you to think about your journey from the middle. So what are the moments shaping you right now? Which ones do you think you'll remember in 5 years or 50 years even? Who are the people walking beside you that you'll remember, teachers or friends? And how can you create those memories, that sense of belonging for someone else? And again, something that will matter not just now, but even down the road. I find for me, sometimes I need time to reflect. I graduated from here way back in the 90s. I have a reunion coming up too. And when I was here, I didn't always understand or value what was happening around me in my relationships, but over time, I've come to see that in a different light. Because when we reflect, when we tell our stories, both the easy and the hard parts, that's how we make meaning and understand our own stories, and that's how we grow. So we'll see how we're doing on time. I'm gonna hand it over to our students here in just a minute for announcements. But if we have time at the end, we might do some discussion where you can just turn to each other. And the question I would want you to think about is, what do you think in the future you will remember from your time here? And maybe who will remember you? Because it's those relationships and people who are here that really matter over time. So that's why we celebrate homecoming, not just for all the milestones and awards and achievements, but recognizing that as students, you've been through a journey, and our alumni, they graduate, and they're also going through journeys, just in the seasons of life. And that's something that homecoming does, and we can all celebrate together. So we're gonna talk about what that week looks like and the weekend. So I invite our students to come up, SCO and Wildfire, just to share some announcements with you. Do you want the schedule? There it is if you need it.
So this week is homecoming week, and we have a lot planned for you guys.
As you all are aware, this week is Spirit Week. Today is Jersey Day. Tuesday is Students Dress Like Teachers and Teachers Dress Like Students. Wednesday is Crazy Hair / Mismatch Day. Thursday is Mr. Bixler Day, which is basically just dress formally. And Friday is Class Colors.
So the class colors are as follows. 6th grade is pink, 7th is black, 8th grade is red, 9th grade is white, 10th grade is purple, 11th grade is green, and seniors are going to be wearing their senior shirts. If you want to be considered for Spirit Royalty, you can go get your picture taken in front of the dining hall before lunch on Tuesday through Friday, and there are going to be 2 awards at the end of the week for both high school and middle school.
We also have multiple home sporting events this week. On Tuesday, varsity girls tennis will be playing Randolph-Macon Academy at 4:30. And then on Saturday, varsity and JV girls volleyball will be playing Broadway at 11 and 12:30, followed by a varsity boys soccer game against Hardgrave at 3.
Also this week is the pep rally on Friday. We'll have various events such as class versus class dodgeball games, an elementary school game, a varsity sports volleyball game, and an absolute beatdown of the faculty when they try to beat the seniors in dodgeball.
Also on Friday, we will have our homecoming concert for the high school orchestra, jazz band, and choirs starting at 6:30.
We hope to see everyone dress up and support our school throughout this week.
On Saturday, we're gonna do like something we've never done before. We're gonna do a tailgate. Football people, you know what that is. We're gonna have tents, we're gonna have like drinks, long games before homecoming games. Show up, wear pink, pink out, just represent our school, cheer on your classmates.
All right, so hopefully you caught all of that. There's a lot of fun things happening. Spirit Week, I missed the memo. I always miss this, but now I'm gonna start paying attention. It's on the monitors. You just heard from them. Monday's Jersey Day, Tuesday, Dress Like Teachers. Crazy Hair Day is Wednesday, Thursday, Mr. Bixler Day, and Friday is Class Color Day. I did want to mention too some other things happening, because today is actually the last day to register for some of them. If you and your family haven't, we have a homecoming picnic at 5 that's in the gathering space. So you're welcome to come to that. I know it can be a tight turnaround if you're trying to get back for the concert, but that will be from 5 to 7 in the gathering space, so you might need to come early to that. And today's really the deadline to register if you want to talk with your family and sign up for that. We also have a homecoming breakfast that's Saturday morning, and so that's where we recognize the alumni. So if you and your family are interested in coming to that, we also ask that you register. And then there's the Color Fun Run. So this is the second year we've done that. Miss Maloney Smith is kind of leading the charge on that. So if you have questions, ask her. The t-shirt deadline is passed, but you're welcome to bring any white t-shirt you have, and we might have some extra ones from last year if you really need something. But that's fun. It's just a fun run. You get the color on you. You run around the soccer field. So that's at 10 a.m. It is helpful if you register in advance, though, and you have maybe another day or two to do that. I think we're taking it through Wednesday or Thursday. Is that right? Yeah. So that's something else I wanted to make sure you knew about, as well as all the fun sporting things coming up. The one thing that Chasen didn't mention was with the tennis, the varsity girls tennis on Tuesday, and we like to highlight all our teams. We will have some pumpkin donuts that we're offering, around 75 for the first students that come. So we encourage you to come and support our tennis team. Cheering there is a little different than some of the other sporting events you go to. It's more of like a quiet clap in between plays. You know, for those of you that play golf, maybe you'd be more familiar with that sort of setting, but it is still really important to come and cheer on all our athletes, and we're offering some fall-themed donuts as incentive to get you there. So we hope you'll come on Tuesday at 4:30. Okay, I think that's all the announcements we have for now. And so then, is Mr. Hirschberger here? Or is he? So I might ask Mr. Conway to come up. The song I wanted to sing today is My Life Flows On. In part, it was the song that the senior class picked 2 years ago as their class song. So it's something that comes around and around when we think of traditions. I looked it up. It was written in the 1900s, so it's an older song, but something that had meaning for that class. And when they come back to their reunion, they will sing it, and it's something we sing here regularly. Okay?
Cool. All right. We're going to do all the verses. Go ahead and stand. My life flows on. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I catch the sweet, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It finds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? What though my joys and comforts die, I know my Savior liveth. What though the darkness gather round, songs in the night he giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? The peace of Christ make fresh my heart, a fountain ever springing. Mine, since I am his, how can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? You are dismissed. No. Sit down.
You're almost dismissed. Thank you, Mr. Conway. It's great to have people that can just jump in at the last minute and do things. I really appreciate that. About our school, it's nice to have people that are willing to help. So I'm going to do a quick prayer, and then I think we have time until the bell rings just to run over some of the questions I'd asked for an opportunity to reflect even while you're in the middle instead of waiting till you're at the end. So I'm going to do a prayer, and then we'll do those questions, and you can chat. So pray with me. God, thank you for this community and for the stories you're writing in each of our lives. As we move through this week of homecoming, fill our halls and our hearts with joy. Help us to celebrate one another, not just our achievements, but for the ways we grow and care for each other in the middle of our journeys. Be with our alumni as they return, and remind us that we are always part of something bigger than ourselves, your family, your story. Go with us today in laughter, learning, and in gratitude. Amen. So the questions for discussion, you can just turn to your neighbor. The takeaway is kind of what will you remember from here years from now, but some key things to help you. What are the moments that are shaping you right now? Which do you think you'll remember? Who are the people walking beside you? And are there ways you can help create that sense of belonging and memories for others? So talk amongst yourselves until the bell rings, and then you're dismissed. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great homecoming week.